Upazill polls campaigning ends midnight. Upazill people superseded others in amassing wealth. BCL held countrywide protest for Palestine. Express suggests stopping Hundi for more remittance. Those were the headlines. This is ATN News. This is Nafisa Mal with English Bulletin. Campaigning in 150 Upazillas in the first phase of 6th Upazill polls will come to an end at midnight today. That is why the candidates passed a busy time in last moment's rigorous campaigning. According to electoral rules, the candidates will have to wrap up campaigning 32 hours prior to the polling, so nobody will be allowed to do campaigning after midnight today. The balloting in the first phase of Upazill polls will begin at 8 a.m. Wednesday and will continue till 4 p.m. The Election Commission is determined to make the polls fair at any cost, although electoral materials were sent to some remote areas today. Electoral materials to most of the centres will be sent on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Election Commission has made special arrangement and monitoring of vulnerable centres. Polling in 476 Upazillas out of 495 Upazillas will take place in 4 phases. Electoral equipment and officials who will discharge the polling duty have already been sent to remote areas of Rangamati by helicopter. Bulletin will take place in 4 Upazillas of Rangamati district out of 10 that include Rangamati, Shodor, Borkor, Kaukhali and Jurachuri in the first phase of Upazill polls. Returning Officer Monir Hussain said electoral equipment and presiding officer, assistant presiding officer and members of the law enforcement have been sent by helicopter to 7 centres of Jurachuri. Electoral equipment and officials will be sent to 2 centres of Borkol Upazill on Tuesday, he added. Elected public representatives in Upazillas have even superseded lawmakers in amassing wealth in the last 5 years. Executive Director of Transparency International Bangladesh, Dr. Iftikharuzzaman, made the disclosure at a press conference at TIB's Dhanmondi office on Monday morning. The press conference was mainly called to brief the media about the financial status of the candidates taking part in the Upazill polls after analysing the affidavit submitted by them. The TIB Executive Director said near one of 13 ministers and lawmakers are contesting the Upazill polls. In the first phase, 25 women are vying for chairman post. Among the chairman candidate, 69.86% are business people, and of the vice chairman candidate, 66.59% are business people. The main objective is to increase the number of property by misusing the power as public representatives, TIB Executive Director added. Expressing solidarity with the protests of the students in different parts of the world, especially in US, in support of Palestine, Bangladesh Chhatra League has organized a protest across the country. The main event of the solidarity demonstration took place on Raju sculpture premises of Dhaka University on Monday morning. The students taking part in the demonstration was carrying the flag of Palestine, placards and chanting slogan demanding independent Palestine state. Addressing the event, the BCL leaders condemned Israeli brutality against Palestine and demanded independence of Palestine. Similar kinds of events took place across the country under the patronage of Chhatra League. The flow of remittance has gone up. The remittance sent by the expatriates also helped to increase the reserves during the time of Eid. According to statistics of the central bank, the remittance in the country has increased around 139 crore 76 lakh dollar in the first 10 months of the current fiscal. The remittance earning is $19.21 billion in the first 10 months of the current fiscal. The remittance earnings in April is 204 crore 30 lakh dollar, that is 21% higher than that of last year. Experts think although remittance flow has gone up, it is still stuck up within $20 to $22 billion. They advise stopping sending of money by expatriates through hundi, increase of incentives on remittance and making the process of sending remittance easier to make the amount of remittance healthier. Now a short break. We will be back soon with Israel orders Rafah residents to move out, 22 killed. Argentine coaching legend Menotti passes away. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Chottogram's Al-Haj Samsul Haq Foundation has taken the overall responsibility of much talked about Milton Shamaddar's child and old age care shelter home. Additional Police Commissioner of Detective Branch of Dhaka Metropolitan Police Mohammed Harunur Rashid made the disclosure at a press conference at DB's Minto Road office in the capital on Monday. He said for the time being, Al-Haj Samsul Haq Foundation will bear all the expenditure of food and accommodation of the people living in the shelter home of Milton. A full-time physician will also be there for taking care of their treatment. DB Police arrested Milton Shamaddar from Mirpur area through a raid on Wednesday night. News around the world. Israel's military orders Palestinians to move out of eastern Rafah, warning it is about to use extreme force in southern Gaza. The order follows a night of intense Israeli bombardment that killed 22 people in Rafah, including 8 children. Earlier on Sunday, Hamas fired rockets at the Karim Abu Salem crossing, killing 4 Israeli soldiers. It also comes as truce talks in the Egyptian capital Cairo appeared to stall, and the Israeli cabinet voted unanimously to close Al Jazeera's operation in the country. At least 34,683 Palestinians have been killed and above 78,000 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since the starting of Hamas-Israel on October 7. The Biden administration has halted a shipment of US-made ammunition to Israel, according to a source familiar with the matter who has not disclosed why the decision was made. The hold is not connected to a potential Israeli operation in Rafah and doesn't affect other shipments moving forward, the source said. Asked about the pause of shipment, a National Security Council spokesperson cited ongoing security assistance to Israel. The United States has surged billions of dollars in security assistance to Israel since October 7 attacks, passed the largest ever supplemental appropriation for emergency assistance to Israel, led an unprecedented coalition to defend Israel against Iranian attacks. Will continue to do what is necessary to ensure Israel can defend itself from the threats it faces, the spokesperson said. Massive floods in Brazil's southern Rio Grande do Sul state have killed at least 78 people over the last 7 days, and another 103 were reported missing, local authorities have said. Damage from the rains also forced more than 88,000 people from their homes, state civil defense authorities said on Sunday. Approximately 16,000 took refuge in schools, gymnasiums and other temporary shelters. The floods left a wake of devastation, including landslides, washed out roads and collapsed bridges across the state. Operators reported electricity and communication cuts. More than 8 lakh people are without a water supply, according to the civil defense, which cited figures from water company Corson. Now sports news. Argentina's World Cup winning charismatic coach Cesar Luis Menotti has passed away. He was 85 years old. Menotti led his country to victory on home soil in the 1978 tournament, beating the Netherlands 3-1 after extra time, thanks to 2 goals from the player of the tournament, Mario Kempes. The Argentine Football Association regrets to report with great sadness the death of Cesar Luis Menotti, former World Cup champion, coach of Argentina, said the AFA in a statement. As a player, Menotti, a striker, played alongside Pelé for Brazilian side Santos and won 11 international caps. He then embarked on a coaching career which lasted 37 years, including winning 2 trophies in a 2-season spell with Barcelona and spells in Italy, Mexico, Uruguay and Argentina. He took over the Argentina role in 1974.
El flaco fue un visionario del balompié. Un hombre que pulió la estrategia, metodología y táctica de los equipos por los que pasó, apuntaló la formación integral del jugador por encima de todo y sabía que el trabajo con los jóvenes era el secreto del éxito. Aunque no fue un jugador tan destacado, como técnico brilló desde un inicio. Hizo campeón a Huracán apenas en su segunda aventura, tras haber sido entrenador interino en Rosario Central. Su éxito lo llevó a la selección argentina en el evento más importante. Llevó a dirigir a Boca Juniors, Barcelona, Atlético de Madrid y River Plate antes de llegar a la selección de México, de donde emergería una de las camadas más importantes de la historia con Alberto García Aspe, Jorge Campos, Carlos Hermosillo, Ignacio.
We will take a short break. Welcome back. You're watching ATN News. This is English Bulletin. Viewers, we are now taking you live to the 4th Women's T20 between Bangladesh and India in Sylhet.
Has a second international wicket to her name on international debut. What an evening is this turning out to be for Asha Shobhana. Lured the batter to play that big stroke. Richa Ghosh adds the 11th dismissal to her name on this tour. Asha would be ecstatic.
Nicely bowled. She had great control so far in the innings and invited the batter to go after her. And in the process, getting that leading edge. Things are looking really difficult now for Bangladesh. Shauna departs for 5. Bangladesh are 40.
Before ending the bulletin, the top stories once again. Upazill polls campaigning ends midnight. Upazill people superseded others in a messing world. BCL holds countrywide protest for Palestine. Experts suggest stopping Hundi for more remedies. Israel orders Rafah residents to move out, 22 killed. Argentine coaching legend Menotti passes away. all from the newsroom for the moment. Thank you for being with us.